Okay, so if you have one of our metal doors, you have a timer like this, and if you're having trouble setting it up, I just want to make a quick clarification video in here. But first of all, just make sure it's on the clock icon. Anytime you turn it to the on, it's instant power, so the door will cycle. So if you need manual operation, you switch it to the on until it goes all the way up or down, and then you can switch it back over to the timer to be timer controlled. So the way the motor operates, anytime that power is turned on, it'll operate in one direction all the way until it reaches the stop switch, and then it will automatically reverse its operation to the other direction, but it won't actually move that way until power is shut back off and then turned back on. Then it will operate in the other direction. So basically, if this was the power on here, it would be, if I want to go up, I'd turn that on until the door came all the way up and stopped at the top, and then I would shut it off. You'll hear a faint click like it's resetting itself. And then you turn the power on and it would cycle all the way down. So that's kind of how our motors operate. So when it's on the timer section, you need the same thing. So basically all of these dials being pulled up will be on, constant on like that. And then where they're off at is where you push in the little switches. And some timers are a little bit different. If we're using a different supplier, it might be the complete opposite, where all of these up ones are off and then the on ones are pushed down. So in either case, the motor will trigger at those points that the buttons are pushed in. So I have one push down at the white color for the 8 a.m. right here, push down. And then I have one at the 8 p.m. push down right here. So basically what this is saying is that as the day clicks on and it gets around to 8 p.m., the power is going to change right here, and that's when the door is going to reset itself and start operating in the other direction. And then when the power continues, it's going to stay in that same position all the way until the next operation time, which is 8 a.m. So then at that point, the door will open back up. And once again, once it reaches the top, it's going to stay there until the dial gets all the way back around to the evening again and operates at 8 p.m. So after your dial's set like this, you just rotate it around to whatever the current time. So if right now it's, I don't know, 10 a.m., you'll turn this around to the white 10 for 10 a.m. And then same thing if you're gonna do a different time. But listen to this, you'll hear a faint click when it gets to the dial that's pushed in. Made a little high-pitched click there. That's the power change that's right there, so it allows the motor to operate. So you should have two trigger times. What it's a common mistake is people set this like a lamp and they have this other button pulled up too, and they only have one button pushed down. And if you do that, the motor will operate at 8 a.m. and then there won't be any operation until the dial goes all the way back around to 8 a.m. and then at 8 a.m. it's going to go back down closed. So people say that the door is having issues, but really what it is you need two open close times, not just one. People that use these timers on a feeder box with our motors to close their feeder box during certain times of the day to keep raccoons out of them and such, they might have 2 or 3 open and closed times throughout the day to have different feeding times, like every hour, to where the feed box will open for the chickens for 30-minute increments, and then it will close itself for an hour. So for those people, they have several on-off times throughout this whole thing. Same thing for a nesting perch. They come up at nighttime, so they want the motor to reel the nesting perch up off the ground a couple feet to get the chickens further away from predators. So after the chickens have already gone to bed, about 8 to 10 p.m., the motor will be pushed in here to operate at 10 a.m., and then it will wait until 6 o'clock in the morning. Then it will lower down to about a foot above the ground level. So that's basically the gist of how this works. If I'm not explaining something clearly, feel free to reach out to us by email at info@automaticchickencoopdoor.com. And there's also the owner's manual that has the manufacturer in there, their information, and that generally is forwarded over to me as well. So if you can't get a hold of us there, just try that as well, and I'll get a hold of you. Thank you.